Hello, everybody. This is me, Martell. Sorry to adjust my phone right now. I really want to make something as I'm out about at evenings on lunch, so walk around so I can get some exercise too. And that is, I want to say something to Winston Wu that is about America. Matter of fact, I want y'all to hear me in the real down to earth area. Excuse me. I know y'all hear a lot of beeps and stuff. But anyways, I want to say something to Winston about. Besides this woman herself, American, but also the American culture is very toxic and poisonous to those creative people, those who are different. Let's say you actually about say music, art, culture, you know, anything with inner personality. And the reason I'm struggling with this myself, because I just came back dealing with probably arguing that I have to get a job, Everything in America revolves around money, which that's absolutely true, And they couldn't be more correct. And everything's about materialism, social status, nonsense like this, And it grinds my gears to no end, It grinds my gears to no end how American culture, especially, let's be realistic, if you're not fully American, if you get my drift, white American. And this ain't me sound like I'm tempted to come off racist and stuff, or whatever case. But they treat, let's be realistic, black men / minorities like garbage, And what's worse, I was kind of learning from you actually. Besides Americans are antisocial, it's like nobody don't go out their way try to be a friend, trying to get the genuine know people, And I say it many times in my own videos, The True Force Loneliness, so y'all can look that up. I won't go so much in detail, but what is morally baffling how prudish, stuck up, ignorant, arrogant Americans really are, And I thought this was a joke myself until I started watching like videos like They Live and all that, like, or Invasion the Body Snatchers, like the people here that seem like they have no soul, no personality, whatever you want to believe in, no like innerness, no trace, no nothing besides just the same boring, unimaginative garbage, a trivial nonsense if you get my gig. If you don't get it, I mean basically say hello, how you doing, how's the weather, do you catch your game, we'll catch whatever sports is playing, and or finances or whatever. I said I don't care, political and social dogma, religious dogmatism. So I won't draw too much on that here. So yeah, and he knows I can't really relate to that because that bores me to no end, and I'm not gonna waste my time talking a bunch of nothing, What I'm trying to say is that, and what's you got valid points, like you can't connect people on any kind of level, And the mere conversation once I had that at least is let's just be real, like just minimal at least. Unless you go to a bookstore or something, But it's like nobody ain't gonna book with you. You like that kind of book, or you like that literature. Like people here, basically, especially in America, you don't want to look as a weirdo or creepy anything, It used to be a social scene, well, it used to. Then it started closing down businesses, or ever since this pandemic came about. Oh, bro. It's hard. You try to talk to people on any kind of level, And I do want to know something about Winston Wu. It's like, I just can't connect or vibe with Americans, That's why I know I am one myself. It's like, I can't connect with them mentally, emotionally, at all, you know. It's like that emotionally as well as intellectually are stunted also, you know. A lot of that goes back to the media propaganda nonsense, not to trust each other, not to value each other. You know, it's really sad, you know. Like, there's a few that's really good. I'm not gonna sit there, you know, sound like a down or anything, sound negative, but once that you do have a point, you know. Here in America, it's all about, well, the dollar bill, capitalism. Work your way up to the top of the food chain, you know, and other junk like that, you know. But see, also you can't connect with people even on a social level. Sometimes that's the case. And everything revolves around money, you know. And that's also when we talk how Americans are very materialistic. You know, they follow the latest, dumbest trends, because that's true, you know. And that's not anti-American. I mean, let's be realistic, especially as a black man in America, you know. That's not fair any better, you know, especially even worse with a disability. We had to deal with deal with agencies, programs, caseworkers that just keep constantly letting me down for years after years. But enough, you know, I do tell what my story is about too. It's like people in America don't genuinely want to be friends. They ain't interested of getting to know somebody. And that's going to be a social collapse waiting to happen, you know. And people don't go out socialize unless it's about cliques and groups. Which Winston Wu actually got a valid point about that too. In America, everything's literally about groups and cliques, you know. So if you was an eyeball or a misfit, or whatever the case may be, you're going to be SOL, you know. And I'm being very conservative this time, because I'm kind of forced to. Yeah, you know. And see, that's the thing in America. It's like, how are you supposed to connect with anybody if you have nothing to be relating, have nothing to relate to? Let's capture that shit. And that's what that kind of bugs me too. It's like, you know, I don't do what everybody else gotta do, you know. I don't do the same thing over and over, and I don't like boring routines, you know. And I'm gonna give me a little walk around as I get ready to send my class today. Go to this little bookstore at Barnes and Nobles and stuff. This is, you know, I like about literature. And my lady was talking how many Americans, you know, don't know outside their own, you know, outside their own states, let alone a nation, you know. Like, you know, I always try to talk about, you know, different cultures and countries alike. And I want to travel to different countries, you know. Also being a recording artist, actor, stage performer, and so forth, you know. I do have various talents, but you know, like, where I'm in America, they don't appreciate that. They don't appreciate those kind of skill sets, you know. And I love doing it because it's my creativity, it's my passion, it's my love, it's my forte to a lot of things, my escapism, you know. Because dealing with the regular people here, this is not clever, you know. And I love about music, bookstores, and so forth, you know. And it's really hard to really relate to the common man and woman here, you know. And I want to say something about this with Winston Wu too. It's like, I thank you for my eyes there. You know, the problems in America, social decline, you know, mental health problems and all that. And also just, let's be realistic, the dating scene is pretty much horrendous. And especially if you're a single male, you don't get your needs met, you know what I'm saying? And how you supposed to interact with people, you know what I'm saying? And that's so two-faced and fickle, you know, let's be real. Especially, I'm saying this to all American men. Let's just be real here, you know. Unless you guys are 6'6", if you're not 6 feet tall, you don't make six figures and you don't have 6 abs and all that. What's your unmatchable garbage, you know? And I kind of realize this too. You gotta be around, you know. Like I say, you gotta follow your own tribe, and it's kind of hard trying to, you know, find your own tribe in America. You know, if ain't what the mundane. Plus, everything's expensive, you know. You want to go to a couple art classes, whatever, money. Especially additional money. Travel expenses, money. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to do anything without money. And let me put my personal sides in the matter. disability don't cut it, Economy ain't gonna cut it either. But I know that I've been drilling this on for too long too. And I recognize this too, I love being crafty. I love thinking outside the box sometimes, Because you don't fit America's about social status, or the West is about social status, all about numbers, you know what I'm saying? I'm very thankful for mine, But that's not my full focal point. I truly genuinely want to connect with people, but I have no way since I don't have a social network. And Winston Wu was actually mentioned about that too. It's like, how can you socialize if people are not genuine interested, genuine conversations, And that's that kind of like that perplexes me too. I don't know what my mouth is doing. My apologies. Like, yeah, how you supposed to genuinely get to know people if they don't want, either they're fickle, flaky, boring, dreadful to be around, or just plain Janes and Joe Smos, You can't get anywhere with a conversation like that, And the reason I'm also going to a bookstore because I like to expand my mind on a lot of things, world cultures, world literatures, It's pretty much where I'm from, to part of America too. I ain't gonna say it because of security reasons. It's not a lot of interesting things to do around here besides go see sports or anything. Oh, you're welcome. So, excuse me. And also, I'm reason want to learn about different cultures because also musically as well. It's good for also increasing your intelligence, your awareness. And I love about books and literature myself, Trying to see what the language is. I bought this book right here a while ago. And I want to say the reason I'm also learning about Japanese, Chinese, Spanish, Arabic, and all that. Because I want something that's just totally different. I want something that stands out, Interesting. Mandarin, Chinese. Oh, interesting. I might gonna pick this one up myself. Yes, in Chinese. Because also my lady's also an interpreter, third level interpreter. So I almost try, I'm also do have foreigners. I do talk to myself. And I'm trying to be compelling too. I'm trying to be interesting too, I guess before 10 years ago, I was basically like a social recluse, Latin, Portuguese, Let's get in. Sound good? Oh, visual dictionary. I like, with the visuals. Look at books like this. It's quite colorful. Dang, I don't know. I think it was here. Plus, it's always good to get out of one's comfort zone, And I try running me, my lady was just talking about how English is pretty much like wicked and evil, which that's kind of funny though. And I like the tone of Spanish actually. I definitely love the tones of Spanish. I love I like the sound of different languages, also being a recording artist. And I also had to learn how to stand out. Oh, okay, Arabic. German, French. Oh, of course, I just want to say thank you, Winston Wu, what I'm saying. Forgive me outside myself, actually, which I've had to thank you a lot, And I don't really care for American culture anymore either, to be honest with you guys, because I was boring as hell. Let's just be real. And that don't really incite, you know. Some y'all want to learn English too, you know. I don't know, it's like I always have to be outside my boxes, so I guess that'll be it for my 15 minutes or so. Sorry for my rambling. Instant Chinese. I want to see how this looks. Even though I can't really understand it and all that, but that's alright. And what kind of hinders me for this too, because I wasn't really inspired or motivated to learn different languages. This only thing I did learn growing up was Spanish, but then, just to make a long story short, the people was not very open-minded or broad-minded. They say, hey, learn different language can also bring so many different opportunities, And especially most of that didn't have really good encouragement or enlightenment growing up. So I always appreciate, different books or so. Anyways, more to us out.